Alright, it's Zoo today. Same list as before. I'm feeling lazy, did not sleep well. Actually hoping to climb a bit after I kind of talked with viewers yesterday about what the ladder grind looks like now in this new ranked system, and yeah, it got me a bit motivated to actually climb a little bit higher, so this should get us there quickly. It's a good deck. I don't mind it. Pretty fun to play every now and then, although it does get old at times. But yeah, I think I'm gonna keep Soulfire in the case that it is Zoo. I think you want a mulligan for Zoo. I'm not sure that we'll actually use it. Like, these are also good good cards to play on curve. Stuff like this is very tough. Like, it's tempting to just Soulfire that and play a Flame Imp. It's also tempting to do nothing. I think I'm going to try nothing and then likely coining Harvest Golem. Could juggle as well. But I think I like this and then soul firing that. Gets us initiative back on the board. Well, I shouldn't say back, we never really had it. It gets us initiative, and it's just a strong minion to have out on the board. Against Zoo, it's very annoying for them. Okay. I think we just hope for nice juggles here. Let's see. Nope. But still a strong board. I'll take it. So I don't hate this position. We're a little bit behind in cards. But Mortal Coil? Okay. But I actually think this is still favorable for us. Yeah, it's looking like it. Not gonna get value out of Abusive here if we play it. I think it's actually smarter to hold it. Jeez, it might actually be smarter to tap. But it's so good to have the Squire out. I'm gonna drop the Squire, save the Abusive. He's played one Mortal Coil and one of these guys. Alright, we'll at least be able to take this out with the bubble. Never mind. Change of plan. Maybe. Ooh, this is tough too. Doomguard's very nice for board control and like immediate swing. I think it's just too good. Too good not to. We could have been greedy. Tried to dig, probably get something to play. And just trade the bubble for that. Okay, now I really don't like our position. We want an Argus. We can actually deal with the Doomguard with that. Why don't we do it? And we'll do this before tapping, because if we draw into another Doomguard, it's a huge deal. I think I still want to tap. Interesting. And then I think we do want to play that. He's probably just going to take that out with the Dark Iron, unless he draws into some kind of direct face damage and he thinks he can race us. But I think it's better to have that on the board. And then if he tries to go for the value trade with that, right, you would still have the Argent. So I think that's okay. But he is going face. Interesting. Swapping that to a 2/6. I think that actually works out in our favor, especially with the Argus it does. Oh boy, does it ever. I don't think I want to tap here. Not yet. If we tap, we're probably not playing whatever we tap into. And I just think this is far too good. He's likely running Soulfire. And he hasn't used one yet, so he could still draw into 8 damage to bypass taunts. And a Leperno. Interesting. Yeah, so he's still got ways of getting damage through. Now what do we have? 9. We've got 11 damage. I'm just thinking if there's any reason to trade. Because if we hit with what? 7, 9, let's say. Then we need 10 damage next turn, which is pretty easy to get. You're for sure doing this. I don't actually know if there's a reason to do this. Like, I can't think why I would need to take something out. Right? He could still buff 2 things with Argus. He's not getting through both those taunts without like an Iron Beak and something else. Yeah, so there we would have taken like 2 more damage, for example. Great draw. Alright, winner first game. That guy actually did play very well too. Used the Elven Archers correctly, something that you don't see a lot from Zoo. Usually they're just shooting it right at your face, which is typically not what you want. So, nice to see. Yeah, nice to actually get a tough Zoo matchup there. I think we just drew very favorably. But I like that these games are going to go a bit faster. So if we can play well, should be able to maybe get in high gold, maybe even platinum by the end of today. Not sure how long we'll be going for. Against Hunter, I'm not sure Soulfire's that good. The one thing Soulfire is great for is Animal Companion. I guess I will keep it just for that reason. The only reason I'm not super keen on it is we don't have coin, so there's a good chance we don't get anything turn 1 now. But we do, and it's for sure going to be worth it to roll that out. Because this is going to protect whatever our 2-drop is. That's really the point of it. And we would like our 2-drop to be the Knife Juggler. Worst case, he probably coins the bow and smacks it. We've got options here, though. I don't think it's worth soul firing. It would be so nice to be able to juggle this thing, but obviously we can't now. If we play Voidwalker, he might hit that with the bow. We could also just run the juggler out. Boy, I don't know what the right play is here. I feel like I'm breaking my own rules by going face here. You know, I always say, like, go for board control. That's the point of the deck. It's a board control deck. And I maintain that, but just as far as options that he can have, like, it's probably going to be an Animal Companion or a bow if he's going to use coin here. Otherwise, it's just maybe like a hyena or something. I guess we'd be kind of punished for that. I I don't know, it just feels like the 2 damage to face is going to be more relevant, because you can't actually take out our Knife Juggler. At least not easily, not without playing another one, or... Huh. Okay, and this is likely explosive, which I think we do proc right away. Oh, freezing, okay. So this is... we actually saw a decent amount of mid-range Hunter yesterday. I wonder if it's getting more popular because Druid has been popping up more. I'm not sure what its matchups are. Its favorable matchups are, rather. But this is a great position to be in. So we've got the Soulfire for the Animal Companion. Hopefully we actually discard this Juggler. I'm not going to risk it. I know that the Knife might go here and be wasted, but that's just fine. There's just more chance that we discard the useless card. I would rather just buff those. If we got rid of the Argus, that's actually really sad. That would be a big problem. Coin Unleash? No. It's weird. I mean, I said I thought this would be mid-range because of the freezing trap, but he's got tons of 1-drops in this deck. Of course, it's actually working out for him here. I mean, we just have to play this. No question. And, what are we bumping with what? I guess we want this to have 3 health. So the thinking here, this can die to bow, but if we would have traded the other way, or bumped the other way, this would be within range of dying to explosive trap, which I'm not a huge fan of. Now here again, freezing or explosive doesn't really bother me. Yeah, explosive is fine. You don't love to tap against Hunter, but here seems like a pretty obvious choice, and we actually probably draw the best thing that we can. Alright, 2 wins to start the day, not bad. Yeah, I just don't think that there's any like hard counters to Zoo right now. I think Control Warrior is like decently good against it. I think we're fine against Druid. It's maybe a pretty even matchup here too. I think lots of probably kind of 50-50 matchups. Or slightly favoring the Warlock even. I'm actually going to keep this. Abusive Sergeant is not a great keep on 1 mana against Druid a lot of the time, because if you play it out turn 1, I just want to think here. I don't know which between these. I think this, it just has a little extra protection. If you played out turn 1, right, he can Hero Power, he could Wrath. Just do something to deal with it very quickly. But here, having the bubble, basically a guaranteed activator, I just think it's too good to overlook. It's going to be a bit strange, but I think that this is highly worth it. I know we don't get like maximal value off of the bubble and the body, but he invested coin, innervate, and a 4-drop into that. And we get super accessible card draw with Warlock, so yeah, I think that's in our favor. Doesn't look like he's got good follow-up either. I mean, after playing Druid yesterday, I certainly remember a number of times being at 2 mana, and you can't do anything except for hero power, so not too surprised. Plus, if you're going to start with like an Innervate and a big body like a Yeti, very good chance there's no follow-up. Okay, doing it for the card draw, which is interesting. He might just be setting up a swipe, which makes the Abusive Sergeant a little less appealing. If he is swiping, though, he's going to swipe this over the Flame Imp, so I think that that's fine. If you were super concerned with this line of play, you could have actually Mortal Coiled like the Abusive or something just to get the early card draw, which I know sounds stupid, but hypothetically it's still a line that you should be considering. I could see a time where it's actually applicable if you know you're going to tap next turn, you're super desperate for card draw. Okay, and the second Innervate, so we're getting into what, Drake and Druid of the Claw are probably the most likely culprits here. Ooh, just bad draws. Very bad draws.
Where shall I start?
Yeah, once you give up momentum, oh my god, in a matchup like this, boy, it is ugly. I cannot believe this hand. We're probably going to try to Doomguard Mortal Coil if we can. Kind of like that card in this deck now. There's a good chance that he's got combo, or very close to it. But he's used both his Innervates, so he can't do anything just yet. Okay, this is fine. So we could also Dire Wolf to get the 6, but I think the card draw here is going to be better. I like rolling the taunt out. I actually want to Soulfire this, but I think Argus is just too good, and we might actually be able to empty our hand before we play it. Because even like this and an Argus is good. We need some taunts up for combo potential. We're not dead here, but this is a nice clear for him. So yeah, not the greatest thing in the world, but I think with an empty hand, it's still worth taking out the 2-3. You know, bodies for him are just super important. Now suddenly we're not dead to combo. We might be able to swing things back in our favor. That's going to make it a lot tougher, though, that's for sure. I would think he should take out the bubble, yeah. I think we do need to dig kind of deep with this. We'll do as favorable a trades as we can here. Leaves us very vulnerable to swipe, unfortunately. Swipe on that's going to kill a lot of stuff. You could just swipe on that and like hero power this. But I don't think we can afford to play around it at this point. What to do? Well, not being dead is a good thing. And he's down to 13. 6. We have... He's threatening with 11. If we tap, we're at 9, and then he's threatening 8 if we hit there. Okay, I think we tap first. Reason for that being, I think there was a small chance that we could get into lethal. This is really not great, is it? I think we're probably just dead. Swipe, Force of Nature, Savage Roar, anything like that, yeah. Yeah, I think our chances were pretty slim based on the last few turns. I mean, that was one of the worst hands I've ever seen with Zoo, actually. But I think we played correctly, anyway. Probably about as good as we could do. So, I'm fine with it. For sure, Zoo's one of those ones you can't, I don't think you can always win the ones that you play optimally. I think higher skill cap decks like, you know, Control Warrior, even Handlock, things like that, you can maybe hang your hat more on play, even though for sure luck is going to come into it. But Zoo, I do feel like, has a little bit more luck involved. We're going to have coins so we can get a 2-drop out on turn 1. I actually just really like this. I was thinking of throwing back the Wolf. You know, it looks like he's probably Zoo because he mulliganed a lot. Well, we'll try Juggler. Maybe he is Handlock. No, okay, he is Zoo. Well, we certainly need to protect this thing, and we get a 50-50 juggle here as well. Unfortunate. But next turn we can try the same thing. It's just not 50-50 odds, right? But drop one of these, try to Mortal Coil this. Or this, okay. We're actually improving our odds here. Because we could also just kill that. Obviously, that would be nice to buff something up. I'm going to want to bump Bubble anyway, I think. Let's just see. Let's see what we get here. Oh, come on. Is there any reason not to? No. Boy, that is dookie, man. I guess we'll push damage to face, force him to trade. I mean, if he buffs this in some way to take this out, it's actually more preferable, so. Okay. We're not going to be able to keep this alive, are we? So, I think we do this to kill it, and then Shattered Sun to preserve. Also takes it out of Mortal Coil range, which is really nice. I'm actually thinking, oh, well, let's see here. I was going to say I'm thinking that we don't Doomguard here. I think that still holds true. I think we kind of do a similar thing to what we just did, which is buff this to kill, drop Shattered Sun. It's not like Doomguard is a bad play, but I think if you can avoid, it's not so much the health that you're worried about dipping into, it's actually the mana. If you can avoid spending mana on card draw, it's going to give you a big advantage in the Zoom mirror. So let's see here. This is a little bit tougher. We could go crazy and just start pushing face damage because it does force him to trade. I think we're doing this. And then it's just a question as to what we're hitting. Do we do that? Sure, we'll do that, and then this, and push a bit of damage here. I guess that was a mistake for placement. I should have actually thrown this over on the right side. My original thinking, he soul fires it, okay. My original thinking was that this is going to be the first thing to die, so it'll slide in. But if I would have thought my turn through a little bit better, I would have just played it on the right there. Okay, that's quite nice. It's going to lower the attack, but the health is going to let this thing survive all of a sudden. And then we can just hit here. Lots of self-buff things, just almost always good to kill shit on the board. Alright, don't really see how we lose this. We got 8. We might just tap into lethal. Still have a chance. There we go. Not bad. So 3 and 1. Like I said, climbing decently fast at this. Still low though. Still in gold, man. Can't wait till next season where this stuff just should be flying by. Damn, that is a cool Rexar. What the? That is amazing. Yeah, I haven't seen that guy yet. Wait, so what is he? Fire cool guy Rexar. Ooh, this is gonna bite him. I'm not sure what else he could have done here, but I think a lot of times that's gonna end up being a mistake. Because you just has so many things to buff, like abusives, these guys. Yeah, I think just rolling out the Leper Gnomes to start would have been smarter, and then he could have juggled Leper Gnome, get a knife. Alright, well we can trade 1 in. I'd like to keep my doggo alive. Four damage, not great against Hunter, but our hand's still alright, but we're not looking at an immediate tap. Don't even mind this. I think this is the correct move from him though. Because as Zoo, you want to trade so bad that I'm going to do it here. It's also one of those things where I wouldn't want him to play an explosive trap and then like run his dog in this turn. It's just going to be a lot more annoying for that golem. Silence, eh? Boy, I wish I had one more man. I actually think, like as stupid as it looks, as just smork as it is, if I could play all of this this turn, I think I would. I think I would double power overwhelming this and just buff it like crazy. I still might even do it with one. It's just that you don't get the soul fire, which is so sad. Yeah, because we're going to hit here. We're going to buff that to 5. It's like no question, but do we bother with that? Maybe not. Yeah, I'm not sure. The thing that sucks about holding on to them is that there's the risk of getting discarded from a Doom Guard. Obviously the soul fire here. And it doesn't look like it's an issue here. But if you would have had another Unleash the Hounds, right? Having that target gone is actually good. Okay, we could do it here though, which is why I was kind of fine holding on to it. But I don't want to kill my dwarf either. Yeah, I just don't think it's worth it. This is so strange. This is so against how you should normally play Zoo, or how games normally play out. But this is one of the few times where we're just building up so much burn here that I actually think it's correct. That's why I like Zoo. There's actually, like, if you're a good player, you're a really good player. Not that I'm saying that I'm a great player. But there's a noticeable difference in how well people can pilot this deck. Whereas some aggro decks, like, whatever, I'll pick on Hunter a bit. There's just a lot less decision making. I think we still want the Flame Imp out. We want to keep that alive. We want to Soulfire. Okay, this is crazy, and we're killing the 1/3. Yeah, this is totally bonkers. We're gonna do that. Actually, I think we should still tap. It's actually a good card. If I go face, he hits there and there probably. If I hit there, he just goes there. But we also want to get this off the board. This is tough too. I think I like that. This is so bad if he has Unleashed the Hounds, or if he can draw beasts, or like draw cards from beasts into it. So I'm not sure if it was correct to push face or to trade there. That's a very tough one, but as it is, as the board is now, if he just goes ahead and trades like one of these off, it's not so bad. He's starting to burst us down. I mean, we've got 11. A Doom Guard ends the game, if we can tap into that. Yikes. Oh, okay. Alright. Alright. I don't think I want to play this. Oh god, do I? Don't I? I really want the card draw, but I want to test the trap. This is kind of a weird deck. There's a good chance that it's explosive. Or, sorry, that it's freezing. Well, I think the card draw is just too good. I am gonna do this. Getting this down to 1 life is not the worst thing in the world. It is freezing. Yes. Good. Oh! That is a hugely regrettable mistake. I had lethal. And I got too excited. I don't know. In my head, this thing was just out of the game. It was dead. That was it. But I could have just played it, soul-fired, won the game. Oh my god, please don't. Please don't punish us. Let's pretend like that was calculated. Let's pretend. We don't deserve that win. That was so bad. Oof, that's painful. That is painful. Okay, more Warlock. Let's just forget about all of our past mistakes. I like Soulfire in the Zoo Mirror. Been playing more Zoo today. I really want a 1-drop though. Like Shattered Sun is so good in this matchup too. I can't stop thinking about that missed lethal. I think we chuck it. Like we really just want to hope for a 1-drop. Okay, that is perfect. Ooh. But is that more perfect? Yeah, I do like that better. If we had an abusive, I would roll that out first. Okay, it might not even be Zoo. Looks like no. Okay, well that's definitely going to come in handy later. Because we get the card draw, I'm comfortable putting another thing out. This is also pretty resilient to a Hellfire. We actually have to start looking at Burst here. Like, he might just heal up. It's probably like Coin Drake or just Earthen Ring Face. Wow. He might just have a terrible hand then. So we've got 6. We could push 8 with that. Not really sure we want to. This is going to be going face if anything. So I think we'll play it safe and trade that off. He can play a Molten and whatever, the 2-mana Taunter. But we can silence that. And we've got 7, 11. I mean, we've just got lethal. Crazy. Plus, we get that. Look, let's not forget to play abusive this time. Well, I feel like that guy just had nothing to deal with our opener. I actually feel kind of bad. But not that bad. Winning feels pretty good too. More Warlock. Jeez, between Druid and Warlock, I've certainly picked some of the most popular classes in this meta. Again, for the mirror, I mean, that's almost perfect, almost identical to what we ended up with in our opener last game. Ooh, what else? Okay, that's not bad. If he had another Argent, that would actually scare me more. This sucks. I actually hate this. because he probably does just buff this thing. Abusive, the Dire Wolf. Yeah, tons of stuff to take this out. But I don't think we can afford to not play it. This is also pretty bad. I'm not going to Soulfire anything. I think we just throw it into his guys. Yeah, this is a very terrible hand, actually. Golem's nice. It's all pretty good. Part of me wants to Soulfire here to gain back initiative. I think I'm going to. That's probably the best thing we could have gotten rid of. It would have really sucked to lose the Doomguard. And the Golem, because we might play Golem next turn, like it might be Golem and another 2-drop. Well, this is fine. Whoa, Void Terror. This is awesome. I haven't seen anyone run Void Terror in forever. So we're definitely doing this to avoid 9 damage. Wow, that is cool. That is very cool. I know some decks used to run this, and I actually considered putting it in just for the fun of it, but I think in general it's actually quite bad. Usually there's not a lot of stuff that you want it to eat. It was great when they added like Nerubian Egg and some of the other Death Rattle cards, but yeah, this is just funny. Another taunt would just be great here. I like that. Because if we played the Doomguard, it's just dead. I actually think we kind of have to slow roll that. Because like playing a Doomguard and hitting face for 5 is like kind of useless. Especially because, yeah, he just slams in. He doesn't die unless we like bump the Golem and then he's trading for both. It's really not what we want. And there's a good chance we can take it at next turn. Dark Iron and then follow it up with hopefully something else. Ooh, he's got so much damage though. Oh my god, he had a Doomguard there too. Holy shit. Okay, I take it all back. We're dead as dead can be, right? We hit there. Not actually dead. But oh boy, that's bad. Literally our only line. God, we can't even tap. No. Yeah, that'll save us somehow. Ah, it doesn't matter. Dang. It's alright. I think only our second loss, even though we deserved another one at some point. Alright, Shaman. Which I think is an alright matchup for us. A lot of this, it's actually a great opener. A lot of this comes down to Lightning Storm. If you can buff guys, like I love having a Voidwalker or an Argent Squire or something. 1, because of the bubble. 2, because 3 health. And then if you can buff it with a Shattered Sun, I mean that is all kinds of amazing. Coining a Knife Juggler is probably the play here. He could Lightning Bolt it, but not all these decks are going to run Lightning Bolt. You're not necessarily going to keep it in your opening hand. Okay, Rock Biter instead. So we could have played that patiently. Could have done like a Void Walker next turn, do that and that. I'm wondering, trying to consider if that's a misplay or if that's like a calculated risk you should be taking. Maybe it is just a misplay. Maybe that is just something you have to play a little more conservatively. We are going to kill this in case of Flame Tongue. I would have liked to keep this at 4 health so it's out of default, right, unbuffed Spell Power Totem range. Or Spell Power Totem. Lightning Storm. But that's fine. I'd probably throw that in and then just play all this out. Yes. Yeah, so he's still forced to roll high on 3 minions unless he can generate some spell power here. She might be able to with Blood Mage or something. But even then, it's not the worst thing. If he wiped the whole board and you just play Doomguard next turn, it's like it's not game over by any means. Mana Tide. Okay, we certainly don't need that, so we'll just... Now this is the primary Hex target of the deck, but that'll cost him 3 if he does it. He did get 2 card draws there, so I mean Hex Lightning Storm still looks good, but I would think he would have played Lightning Storm last turn if he had it. Although there's a slight risk if you roll low, then this guy's going to smack you for 5. There's the Lightning Bolt. He's going to Rock Biter that. Well, using up all of his resources, which is great, but then again the card draw off of that. Not super stoked about it. I think that's a fine Soulfire target, right? We got 6, 8. No reason to do it to face. But this maximizes our damage. We no longer have to throw that in. See if he's got the Hex now. Now, just into desperation at this point. And we're just going to win it with that. Easy peasy. Alright, well we're at least into like the gold 5+. It seems like the bans are, based on what Mr. Grizzled Geezer was telling us yesterday, seems like the bans are like every 5, so like gold 10, gold 5, plat 10. So we're into the next band anyway. But yeah, not sure that we'll push all the way through to platinum. It's still quite slow. I'm gonna prep for it like it's Freeze Mage, which means these two are really not great. Freeze Mage turns into like a race. We did see some Tempo Mage though, so it's entirely possible. But yeah, Freeze Mage, you're doing a lot of just throwing shit at their face. If they happen to freeze your board, you kind of just let it happen. Oh, I got a call here. I got to take 1 sec.
I
Alright, should be good. This is looking more tempo-y. And in that case, I think we still do make the trade here. It's not like the best Argus targets, but dropping this in, still not bad. Not great. I think we just play this and tap. Still really not good. And we're helping out with this guy's plan to kill us. Tons of damage though. I think we just make that trade. Ugh, this is ugly. It'd be nice to soul fire that. Doomguard. I think you just play it safe here. It's so ugly, but at least you've got something on board. I don't know, there's a good chance he runs polymorph, and if it's not polymorph, there's also a good chance he just freezes it. Like, shoot it with a frostbolt. Looks like he's got something. There's the polymorph. I think that's a mistake though, because we could draw into a buffer. And we do. Yeah, I think you should have just pinged it down. Oh, he's fireballing it. Fireball, it's at least nice that he's not doing that to our face. Comfortable just getting two big bodies out. I don't think we need to hold that. There is a strong argument, I think, to, in a lot of cases, like, not playing that so you can get the damage from the buff. But I don't think this is one of those cases. Crap. Okay, well that seems pretty obvious. We should do that. I mean, maybe I should have hit the 3-3. I think this is something that we should hold on to. Having the body is good, but now we can buff this into mana when I'm killing range. If we don't die, but we're dead. Alright. It's fine. Again, I think not the greatest draws. Played it. It's fine. So, not too upset about that one. And we're still ahead on the day. Went from, what, 7 to 5? God, that really doesn't sound like much. That would be a lot if it wasn't the bands of, like, bronze, silver, gold, all that. Here we got rogue. Okay, our first rogue of the day. I think we actually saw some weird rogues, too. Some Mortal Coil, generally not good. Knife Juggler's not even amazing, to the point that I might just throw it back. I don't know, it's fine though. If he doesn't have backstab, like if he's got a deadly poison weapon hit it, it's not bad. But the fact that I'm throwing the other two back, maybe I still want to toss that. I think this is a terrible hand, though, unless he happens to be like a piratey tempo rogue or something goofy like that. He did say hello, so there's already something suspicious about this guy. Yeah, there's the backstab. That's why it's not great. Oh, but he's shivving. Yeah, it looks like just a typical Miracle Rogue then. I am going to be greedy here. Over the 3-2. If he can get this to a 3-3, I don't know. I mean, he might just SI this, but he would probably just SI this. If you can get it to a 3-3, it's just so much more effective here. He might be thinking he's going to hero power it, something like that. Okay, I'm still looking at the Mortal Coil your own minion play. But don't like it there either. Very good chance that this is just a Doom Guard straight away on 5. I like Soulfire, but Mortal Coil's pretty useless. There's just not a lot of minions in this deck. There's not a lot of stuff you're going to get down to 1 health. The Berserker's fine. Like, I actually think it's probably pretty good in this matchup, but if we get rid of it, we've got plenty of other minions. A little surprised to see that. Very, very interesting. One of the few things we could actually get down to 1 health. I don't know if we do this or if we Soulfire. I think we Soulfire. No. Oh, it's so sad. Oh, it's so sad. I really did want to play that Doom Guard, but just wasn't meant to be, I guess. Yeah, I think this gets a lot tougher. Wow, shadow stepping your own gadgets in, though. That's a desperation play. I think we tap here. I should probably put this here. Just because, you know, when this dies, it could spawn something else. Not like he's really going to target that over that or something. It's probably unlikely that dies and these two are alive, but I still think it's the best placement. Deadly Poison Prep Blade Flurry? Just Blade Flurry. Okay. Well, one of the few Mortal Coil targets here. And we can actually do this, which I don't hate. Not great, but I don't mind taking 2 damage there for sure. I think the card's more important. Okay, we've got 7. It's possible for us to draw into lethal. But it's very unlikely. Is he gonna sap that? Can't think what else he'd be doing. Oh, Eviscerate? Boy, that That is bizarre. Double Defender of Argus, actually quite good. I think just getting like a shitload of taunts here. Like just turn everything into a taunt. Why not? I think that's really effective. No way he's gonna like Leroy through that. Definitely doesn't have the spell ability to get through this. I suppose it's slightly vulnerable to like a deadly poison blade flurry, but he did play the one blade flurry already, so I'm not sure. Maybe you should hold on to something there, but that felt right. Don't love that. Yeah, he can efficiently trade there. I'm not too worried about it because we do get another taunt, which is still 3 health to go through. I am a little bit worried about our ability to deal 5 damage next turn, though.
I got the best deal anywhere.
Yeah, 'cause he could draw into like anything. I'm guessing he's got a sap. She could like hit this with, yeah. So what we really need is something on the board so we can, I guess we've still got like Doomguard potential. But I'm thinking like Abusive, Dark Iron Dwarf. There we go, Power Overwhelming, perfect. But yeah, the board presence there was super important. Alright, not bad, but these last few games you've just been kind of going back and forth. You really want to hit that win streak. Not that 2 stars is that much faster than 1 star, but I mean, it's twice as fast. Why not? Okay. Power Overwhelming is actually an interesting keep here. This is a strong, well, it's a decent turn 1 play. You're not pushing that much damage. So you go this, get Abusive. Yeah, I actually like it. Because then if he Yetis with some kind of Innervate or Violet Teacher or something, we could just trade this in. Actually, a Coin Argus could be a nice turn 3 play as well. If we get an uncontested Amani Berserker. Big questions. We can Abusive this Coin Berserker. We can chill and Berserker. And he's just gonna hero power that down. I don't mind this. It's vulnerable to swipe, which is the problem. But unless he innervates it, he's not gonna be able to do it here. If he innervates swipes, totally fine with me. This tells me that he probably does not have swipe, because otherwise he would have done one of the 1 manas for the card draw. Yeah, we'll do it like that. I'm trying to think what we're gonna buff with Argus. These 2 are gonna be better. And he probably kills us anyway. Unless he keepers and blasts this, I guess it's possible.
Safeguard the land.
Did he draw into swipe? Is that what that's telling me? Because that really looks like swipe. Got some interesting lines here too. We could hit there, we could Argus. I guess you throw that in. Leaves us not very vulnerable to swipe. You could like hit with 2 or drop the wolf and then Mortal Coil. These Mortal Coil Golem. I actually like that the best. It's very close between that or running the Abusive in, dropping an Argus and then hitting. I think they're both pretty strong plays. This one leaves you with a 1-1 instead of a 2-2. But I think the Argus could be really nice for building up a taunt wall later. Okay. We're killing this thing no matter what. You could try to get real fancy and drop the Power Overwhelming on this so it procs the knife afterwards. But I'm not feeling that lucky. I also just don't think it's worth it. Alright. So full clear from him. I don't think we're in good shape here. I was actually about to announce that I think Dark Iron Dwarf is my best draw here. If we could just keep this alive, like if he lures here and we could drop that, oh. We're in way better shape. And maybe something else. Maybe tap. Maybe both even. There's the lore. He is drawing. Interesting. Makes me not want to tap anyway. Let's do this. Okay, then I'm for sure slamming that in. This is pretty telling, by the way, the fact that I'm not tapping, that I've got a Doomguard. I might play this, and there's a good chance I play whatever we draw. If it's a Dark Iron Dwarf, I really don't know what our next play is going to be. Because I don't want to throw that away. We need those big bodies, and the 2 attack could really help us too. Okay. Well, I think I'm just fine with getting rid of the Power Overwhelming. Still a decent board. He's in that combo range, and he could actually combo just to clear what we have. Or he could just slap his balls on the table and throw a rag out. Jeez, that's not good draws. It's looking pretty bad. Oh my god, with the taunt? I mean, we're just dead, right? Yeah, there's no way we You come back from that. Even if you silence the reg, it just gives him the ability to attack, which is going to be even worse. Dang, and then back to here. Yeah, started out so much stronger than we're finishing. I think our plays are at least mostly correct. There's been a few questionable moments, things that I'm not positive on the correct play, but I do feel like overall it's been okay. It's just either getting outplayed or outdrawn. Yeah, our draws don't feel great. I'm not sure that I would change the deck to fix anything. Soulfire's okay here, but I really prefer Power Overwhelming, because you're looking at like 5 or 6 health for most things. Yeah, that's going to be better, but need the 1-drops. Okay, let's just keep calling stuff. I like this. Yeah, because you're looking at like Yetis, maybe Violet Teacher, and Druid of the Claw being like a 4/6. I think we just saved that. It's not bad to get a 2/1 out, but this is actually really strong if he's got Ancient of War, or even just getting rid of the taunt from a Druid of the Claw. Gotta think it's this and not these two, right? They're both pretty resilient to swipe. I think the only thing that makes this potentially better is the fact that you could, well, this could be nice. You could Power Overwhelming something more easily. Do it. Nice. I think that's like our first good juggle today. This is actually okay against swipe. Not great, but okay. What you got, Furious? Okay, not a bad play from him. Decently strong. We can certainly answer it. I think more than anything I would like to run the Golem in. Boy, this is tough. You can like Squire and Argus. You can Soulfire, you can Power Overwhelming. I don't want to throw the Juggler in. Okay, I think we do this. See where the knife goes. I don't know that that makes things that much easier for me. It's good. It's definitely good. So we could hit and hope. So bad if it doesn't. Otherwise we just buff. No, I think this is just fine. Strong board. Still good against swipe. But he's got 8 now, 9 mana. Oh, what's up, Rosie? How was your Papa's birthday? What do we have here? I should be calculating. 3, 7, 9. Bunch. Yeah, we good. Let's not do something stupid though. Miss lethal once today, that's enough for me. Alright. Finally got this star back. Maybe we can get out of this elusive 5 and 1 star rank. I feel like once we break through, we're back into climbing. Is that right? Came back home and you're kind of drunk. I mean, geez, that sounds like a hell of a birthday, if you ask me. What's your drink of choice? More druid. Elf is kind of fine. This is kind of fine. I kind of just want to chuck everything though. I really want ones and buffers. Squire and it's okay, I guess. I don't know. Not ideal. Okay, I like this. Vodka. Now, is that vodka mixed with anything? Like a screwdriver or just straight vodka? Because if it's straight vodka, that sounds especially Slavic, but I think we actually coined this out. Pretty resilient to everything other than Keeper, but we got another turn for that. Ooh, and he's still smacking it, so he might be prepping for a swipe here. How do we want to deal with that? I mean, we could put this out, but then he just makes that the primary swipe target. I actually think just pushing for maximum damage here. Like putting him to 20 and then next turn being able to threaten 6 is pretty good. Okay, apparently he thinks it's pretty good too. Glad we agree on that. Just vodka with some chaser, like Coke or soda. That's heavy. That's tough. Lemon vodka more than pure. Okay, okay. Yeah, I'm not like a straight vodka drinker. That's for sure. I can stand it and stuff, but I don't know. It's just never been my poison. If I go hard liquor, I really like whiskey, specifically Jameson's whiskey. It is that is my guilty pleasure when it comes to booze. This is fine. It's actually quite good, but I don't know if there's something we should be rooting for that's a little bigger. I think that's okay. Appreciate good whiskey. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm not like... I'm sure like whiskey snobs, not to be rude, but ooh, I gotta think. Which one? I think we just Argent. Yeah, I'm sure like whiskey snobs would not appreciate my taste in whiskey. I feel like there's a lot of stuff that is supposedly really good, right? That is considered to be some of the best stuff you can get, and I'm just not a big fan. But Jameson's, I mean, it's cheap, but it is delicious. Alright, now we can spam everything out. And a knife into that is a little scary for him. I guess he can just hit first. It's probably what he does. Alright, see where it goes. Is it gonna soulfire it? Ooh, I am I am very okay with that. Yeah, I think that and just put this in for fodder's okay. Don't like dark booze unless it's a really good one. Interesting. I'm probably the opposite. I think I prefer darker alcohol, so a rum, a whiskey, something like that, over like a vodka, tequila. If I'm shooting something though, then sure, yeah, like tequila, vodka, whatever. That's a little bit easier to shoot. But if I'm just sipping, just enjoying it throughout the night, yeah, I tend to go darker stuff. I am a big beer guy though. Beer's also almost any kind will do. Okay, that's a good draw. I was actually tempted to just throw out the Argus if we didn't draw something good there. Do you have like a favorite beer or something that you frequent? Because I know there's everyone's got like a beer chart or some sort of alcohol chart that's like cost effectiveness versus taste. So it doesn't necessarily have to be your favorite. I guess we just do this. Argus isn't so huge here. Don't think I'll know it. I may or I may not. There's a bar here that I frequented quite a bit years ago. I'm gonna hold on to this actually. That claims they've got like 300 beer types from all around the world, and they make you do this. They call it a passport, and it's just like a booklet that actually resembles like a real passport. And you have to drink all these different kinds of beer in order to fill out your passport. So like 80 different kinds of beer. And I filled out 3 different passports. So 240 different beers from around the world. And tried a bunch more others. So there's a chance I might know what it is. But still no guarantee. Oh, Czech Republic beer. Well, I've definitely had a lot of Czech beer. I do like Czech beer a lot. Yeah, I think they have lots of skunky stuff too. I like the skunky stuff. Lots of the European. Anything in a green bottle. Yeah, Pilsner Urquell. Yeah, I've had that plenty of times. We have that in liquor stores all over the city, actually. It's quite popular here. Yeah, I really like it. Shit. This is a little bit difficult to deal with. I guess we should tap first. Let's see. Okay, I think we buff this. We power overwhelming this into there. We hit here. I don't think there's a reason to throw out the Soulfire yet. We can probably play without discarding next turn. Unless we get into another Doom card. Yeah, I don't know if it's like super international or not. But like here in Calgary, there's a huge drinking culture. And like in the last, I don't know, 10 years or so. All the craft beer and like, yeah, international beer, all that kind of stuff has, fuck, we got the other Soulfire. All that stuff's like blown up and gotten super, super popular. I think we're just gonna do that and then tap. Well, I suppose I was gonna trade the other way, but I suppose this is more favorable all of a sudden. Son of a bitch, what is with these draws? These are horrible. Oh, he tried the Malagos Priest. And it's even worse than you thought. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I actually, I had the thought pop into my head during this, this stream, actually. Oh boy. Oh, this is really bad. I had the thought pop into my head that if you wanted to do... I'm dead, right? Power overwhelming. Yeah, I'm dead. Any kind of Malagos deck. I think the only thing I could think to pull it off with is a rogue. And you would need like prep, eviscerate kind of combos. Might have to be like a double prep, double eviscerate, one turn combo. And at least you have like the card draw to get into all those things. I'm sure it's like a strictly worse version of Miracle where your win condition isn't Leroy, but I don't know, if you're gonna jam Malagos into anything, that's probably it. It is satisfying when it works. It is very entertaining. I guess Druid had it too, right? Druid with the with Moonfire, right? It's 0 mana. You can pull that off. It's actually very strong. You want kind of bigger bodies against rogues. I don't mind this. Oh, Twitch didn't notify you? That's weird. Yeah, I have no idea why that would be. I know like other other streams, people will say that every now and then that they just like don't get notified of streams. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's just one of those things with Twitch that sometimes happens, because I don't think I did anything different today that would cause it to not notify. But I guess good to know. Let me know if it keeps happening. If it's a constant issue, that would bother me. Alright, game's just kind of playing itself for now. But this is where he can start to do stuff. 3 mana. Oh man, yeah, that's too bad. I know. Yeah, great job, Twitch. I know lots of other people use like Twitter and Discord and things like that to notify people as well that they're going live. So I don't know. Maybe as things get bigger, I doubt I'm gonna get into Twitter. I've never been into to Twitter before. Probably won't at any point, but with Discord, if a group kind of grows and pops up, maybe I'll be doing that. Is Twitter especially fucked up right now, or like from an outsider's perspective, it's always been kind of goofy? So what's so messed up about it at the moment? I think I'm fine. Ooh, actually this is tough. Maybe you don't Naked Dwarf. I was just gonna Naked Dwarf, but I think that this is better because it's a little more resilient against a sap. Oh, the cancel culture and overreaction to stuff. Yeah, I see. I guess a lot of it, like my consumption of anything from Twitter is gonna be. Oh, how much is this? 9. Yeah, no reason not to. Anything that I like see on Reddit, like a screenshot of a Twitter post, or I'm big into the NFL, so NFL news. Lots of breaking stuff on Twitter, and even just from that I get a sense that yeah, there's a lot of that, but I don't think it's exclusive to Twitter either. It's kind of out there everywhere. But it is a weird thing where, like, I feel like if I, cool, we just win. I feel like if I talk to the average person, I don't have the same kinds of reactions that I see online. But I don't know if it's just, you know, the people I spend time with, or who knows. But yeah, I can't stand all that stuff having blown up. Like, obviously there's some kind of yeah, mostly toxic on there. Yeah, I've definitely heard that before. And there's definitely some, like, basis to where it comes from that I think is good, right? It's like, usually it comes from the basic idea of, like, equality for people, or, like, opportunities for people. But yeah, it's just gone completely overboard. To where, yeah, it drives me crazy. Okay, I like this on turn 1. Probably wouldn't have played that on its own.
You shall not pass.
Yeah, I think that's the problem, right? They have this thing that they're whatever fighting for, striving for, but the overall message just gets lost when it's conducted the way that it is. I think I'm just gonna throw away this Dark Iron Dwarf, as much as I love it. This board is very strong. Again, he agrees. Yeah, and I find I have my own kind of frustrations with that stuff, just, again, from a mostly outside perspective, but I find just a lot of that negativity seems to seep into other stuff. Like, even if it's not cancel culture, it's like just constant contrarian viewpoints, or like, yeah, just constant negativity. I don't know, looking at streaming or something, like every little thing a streamer could do has the chance to, like, set people off, and they just go into these giant tirades instead of trying to, like, I don't know, understand where people are coming from, even if they do something that's sort of inherently negative. It's like there's just no listening, no understanding, no opportunity to, like, speak and have a back and forth. And I find that really frustrating, because that's my jam. That's what I like. Now, I'm not going to play the Flame Imp because I don't want it to just get backstabbed. I think it's best just to do this. Considering getting that out along with this, but I just don't think we can swing it like 1 mana here and then delay for next turn. Wow, and he doesn't even combo that. Still isn't great, because he could still just backstab, but I would have thought he would backstab that as well. Yeah, sad that you can't express your own thoughts. I mean, that's kind of how I feel. Some of it is you can't express your own thoughts, and some of it is, I don't know, it's not even expressing your own thoughts, but you just can't, like, be yourself, if that makes sense, almost. I mean, that's a huge part of actually why I've gotten into a lot of, like, this game design and now streaming, and with the hope of, like, building a community. Like, to me, that is so much more important than, like, growing the stream or something. As nice as it is to have a nice big stream, I would way rather just have whatever size, I don't even care, group of people who are sort of rational in their way of thinking and can have those discussions without being like shouted down and, I don't know, judged for all kinds of shit. Because like I think lots of online communities aren't really communities, even though we call them that. Like lots of gamers, they have their subreddit or something, right? Some place where they'll hang out, Discord, whatever it is. But they don't really have the back and forth, and they don't have all those things in place to foster a community. It's just happens to be where those people hang out because they're all fans of something, but all the same shit still happens. It's still like you hear these really messed up stories of like Discord or Reddit moderators doing all kinds of things, and I don't know, people are just weird, man. Yeah, I think we're getting absolutely destroyed here, but we'll see. Okay, man, we had this earlier. Somebody shadow stepped their gadgets in earlier. At least we can kill this, but can't even save its life. I guess we tap. But then you're dead to Leroy shadow step. Do you? Don't you? I think you do. You really want like an Argus or something. Do that, get this out of like hero power range. But we probably just die. And Twitch is shutting down everyone who says anything against, yeah, like LGBT or, yeah, any kinds of those more progressive communities. It's getting more fucked up day by day. Man, you are reading my mind. It's actually really weird that, I don't know, I had this I've had this thought since the first day you came in. It's super weird that you even like found my channel to begin with, because we seem like way more similar people than I can imagine for just having randomly stumbled across somebody on the internet. But yeah, I don't know, I find that stuff really crazy too. The companies that sort of cater to that idea, and they don't even really do it in a, I think this is what a lot of people don't see, is they don't do it with those interests at heart. They do it with their, you know, their bottom line at heart. People, or like companies, endorse cancel culture because if enough people complain, it creates a bad public image. Therefore, they've got to correct the public image. But like, make no mistake about it, these companies don't actually care, right? I guess I'll just play this out. He probably doesn't have the axe. It's true, I thought about that, but didn't want to say it. Yeah. No, I certainly don't feel like it's a copying thing. No, it's weird, even just in the way that you write stuff and that. I'm like, Jesus, I see like a lot of myself in this guy. It's pretty funny, but hey, convenient. Glad it's happened that way. But yeah, that's one of my like just biggest complaints with the world at the moment is the way that these big companies conduct themselves, and I just think it's shameful, and it's kind of sad. Like I can't say like too much about it. Can't say the company or anything, but the company that I worked for before I quit, they had all kinds of stuff like that, and some of it was external, like, you know, for the shareholders were doing this, that, and the other thing. I think I'll just hold on to these. But a lot of it as well was just was like internal stuff. Everything was trying to, you know, help minorities and equality for all these discriminated against groups, which sounds great, but they did it in these ways that were just so not genuine and so uncaring that the end goal wasn't being met. So, like, for example, they tried to get like 30% of the board of directors was going to be women by whatever the date was, like the end of the year or something like that. Because at the moment it was like 5%, and they tried so hard to do it, and then they eventually came out and said they had no applicants, no female applicants who met the requirements, and so they created this whole like side program where they were going to bolster that, and like it just, I don't know, it just completely missed the point of like, you still need the right person in the position for the job at the end of the day. I don't know. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff on Twitch they don't like, but yeah, it is. It's all for themselves, and I just find it weird because I don't think people really believe that they're doing it for the groups or for the people. Like, if you ask them, they'd be like, no, of course they're just doing it for their own good. But then it makes me wonder, like, okay, why do you push these things so hard? Because that's kind of the only, it's like the only thing that you're getting out of it. I guess we just dropped this. I mean, I think we lost like 2 turns ago. Yeah, like I had one moment I thought was really interesting. It was a woman that I worked with. She was like a reservoir engineer or something in that space, at least working for us as a reservoir engineer. I'm not sure what she went to school for. And she was saying the company Shell, at least their Calgary office, they were boasting about having like a 50% of their engineers were female. If their reservoir engineers were female, and you know, isn't that so great? Don't you want to come work for us? Yeah, we're just dead. And she said, well, she goes, no, I would never want to work for a company like that, because I would never know if I got the job because I'm good or because they're trying to just get that number up to 50%. And, you know, that would just feel so shitty for me. And I don't know, I thought that was an interesting perspective anyway. You think because you're a smart person and not a sheep following the crowd, and that's the thing. Yeah, well, I think that, but I don't know. There's also a part of me that needs to be humbled as well, and like I certainly have to recognize that there's a lot that I don't know. Maybe I keep this. I think I do keep this. So I mean, I always still want to listen to those other perspectives. I always want to hear that stuff, and you know, maybe change my viewpoint on certain things. But yeah, on that stuff, it does seem pretty obvious that we're not going in a great direction here. Okay, well, Harvest Golem's still nice here. And actually, Harvest Golem dying can be really good for us with these double knife jugglers. Something to think about these next couple turns. So I think we just roll another one out for now. But maybe this one. But I do think that's like an interesting thing with the internet now, and just kind of where things are going. I think a lot of people are just looking for a space where you can have those honest conversations. Like, there's very few places where you can, and I think the ones that have them are getting very popular anyway. How long am I planning on streaming? I have no idea. Usually I just play until my throat hurts or I start to get kind of bored or like worn out. Yeah, I wasn't even sure how long I was going to go before you popped in, so yeah, I don't know that I have a good answer for that, but probably not a ton of time. I've been going for, what, an hour 45, so I probably won't be on for more than, like, another hour and a half at the most. See, Mortal Coil is really good here, but the board presence here is super good. Oh, those juggles. So good. Yeah, that was godlike RNG. Oh, let me do it. Oh, yes. I don't know if he didn't know about the interaction or if he just wanted to do it for the memes. Either way, the Richard, I really appreciate it. I feel like we've all done that at least once, though. At least dating back to the origins of Hearthstone. I know I certainly did it. But I think I did it against one juggler. And still got my Leroy killed. Okay, different Warlock. Keep the Mortal Coil. It's super bad in the handlock matchup unless you've got an Owl for their Drake, but I've been playing so much Zoo today. Uh-oh. It's looking like handlock. Yeah, so many of those little things we all screwed up on back in the day. I wish we could, like, more than just go back to Classic. I wish we could all wipe our memories of Classic and force ourselves to relearn the game, because honestly, that was the best part of it. Now, this dies to Mortal Coil, which sucks. But I think I'd rather just get value out of it now. Oh, maybe that is a mistake. Because then I could have played this and followed it up with Defender. But I do think the Dark Iron's just the play here. Owl? It's not an owl. Alright, if we Argus, we could hit him for 8. Which I don't love. If we get him down to 12, I mean, it lets him play a Molten Giant. Yeah, I just don't think it's good. I think actually double hitting Argus and no Voidwalker. Either this is going to be used as a card that we throw away. I mean, honestly, I don't care about throwing away these Mortal Coils. But I feel like if he hit and then Hellfired, that was just something we had to play around. Now, this is not bad. We can run into there. We have 8 damage. Again, not sure I want to, though. I'd really like to get this Mortal Coil off. But, I guess I could like Wolf double shoot it. It's pretty bad. I think it's better than Power Overwhelming though. Could you actually save that burst? See what we get. A Soul Fire. Ugh. Why? Okay. Well, we've got a super RNG potential win hand here. That's if he doesn't throw up a decent sized taunt. Yeah, I didn't download the tracker. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to do the tracker if I do anything. I had considered doing the deck list. But I think I would just like cut it out. Just get like a static image. Plop it over to the right or the left or something like that. Let me see if I just have lethal here really quick. Oh, this is so crazy. You run that in, you're at 6, 10. But you don't have enough if you... Jesus. Okay, but if you do that, if you run them both in, you Doom Guard. Or then that's only 13. Okay, I think we play for Super RNG win next turn. Do we hit? Do we not? Really, the threat is Argus here. He's already played a Sun Fury. I don't know. I think that could be good. But yeah, I was thinking I would just do like a static image if I do it at all. But I woke up super early today and just did not have a good sleep. And so I wanted to play a mindless deck, mostly mindless. And I figured, like, does anyone really need a zoo list? I feel like they don't. Okay, should I tap and go for the win? I guess so, right? Like, it's just Power Overwhelming if that gets discarded. We even have 2 Doom Guards here. Don't fuck me. Great. Fuck. It was worth a try. Back at the same thing, you could naturally, don't need it, but some slower people could. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if it improves the viewing experience to have the deck tracker. Oh no. Yeah, we had to do it that turn. Just bad. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm being too stubborn about it. I guess you do it in this order. 13, or what? He's got 11, so he needs 8. I don't know. But yeah, I at least like the idea of getting a deck list for something a little bit different. I'll run with that, and then I suppose I could, now that I think about it. Because there's two different things, right? There's the deck tracker, and then there's the extension, right? Does the extension give a... oh, we are dead. Does the extension give a deck list as well? It wouldn't be available for VODs. But it wouldn't have like all the fancy overlay stuff that I'm not a fan of. Improves the VODs for people who want some deck guides or however. Yeah, and I've been thinking of doing... actually, I'm pretty certain I'm going to do it anyways. Is just do like a deck guide. But I think the format I'm going to go into... I mean, feel free to offer feedback on it. Will just be like a separate recording of the deck list itself, talking about matchups, talking about the cards that are in it. If he has a backstab, he has a backstab. And then just cut like one of the games out of the stream VOD, just something that is like a good example of kind of how to run the deck, like an interesting game with decisions, that kind of thing. And then you have it all up front if you want it. It's got the deck code in the comments or whatever, that kind of thing. And then that way I don't have to do anything like special because I've already played the game. Now, I'm not sure how much of an appetite there is for that, because it's also... I can really only run them for Classic. I don't know how to play any of the newer stuff. But I feel like there might be some appetite for it. It's at least worth a try. Could Soulfire, but I really don't like it. I think this is fine. But yeah, for the VODs, that's definitely a definitely a concern. I just don't want this to get sapped, is the only thing. Honestly, if you did matchup guides, it could blow up. Because even you want to learn more about warrior matchups and didn't find anything on YouTube. That's interesting. Maybe I'll try that, or yeah, more emphasis on the matchups. Because that's kind of... that's the thought that I had, was that... like, everyone knows how the cards work. If you show the deck, you're just like, this is it. It's a control deck. Have at her, kind of thing. It's a lot less interesting than, like, you know, in certain matchups you gotta do really, really weird and goofy looking things. God, I hate this hand. This is poo-poo doo-doo. I'm gonna do that and play Doomguard. Very weird looking. So now, okay, here was my consideration. This is the thing that I was kind of bouncing back and forth with. But if you're, even if just one person is like, yes, a matchup guide would be useful, then I want to put more emphasis on that. What format do you think is better? If you have like a, say, one video that's like, here's the Control Warrior deck list, and then I briefly talk about, like, you know, give 2 minutes to each meta deck kind of thing, and say, there you go, there's your, you know, your deck and how to play it, have at her? Or is it better to be like one 10-minute video for like Control Warrior, or it'd have to be more than a 10-minute video, but like, here's Control Warrior versus, I don't know, Token Druid or something, and then like, here's a game of me playing it against Token Druid, and then another video that's Control Warrior against Handlock, that kind of thing. Not that common, at least for Classic. Yeah, I don't know about the other stuff either, but I'm not even going to worry about it just because I'm so out of touch with it, at least for now. I feel bad for this guy. It feels like he's trying so hard, and I've had to do like nothing to win this game. We could still lose, don't get me wrong. It's very losable. And another sap there. Tough decision here. Is he just gonna Leroy double Shadow Step? I feel like he will. What could be lethal though? We got rid of a Doom Guard. We're out of Soulfire. Power Overwhelming's 9. You can't play all that with it. I think we just go for like heavy board clear. See where this knife goes. Oh, so bad. Jeez, even 2 knives here. Well, we'll do this and then we'll just kind of pray. Boy, they really like face. Oh, no. We almost did it again in the same stream. So sad. I assume we're dead. And then like an Eviscerate. Shadow Step. Anything. Oh, but he's got to do it again. Come on. Oh, come on. Oh, we only had room for 1 on the board. Oh, so sad. Oh, it's so sad. Damn, and then we're back to the bottom of gold 5. This has been a bad second half of the stream. But yeah, as far as the guides, that's kind of the only question that I've got for it, is whether you do one video for each matchup or you just do one overall video that covers all the matchups. Because I was thinking the more unique thing is to do one for each matchup, but let's take it from the Control Warrior perspective. Actually, let me just mulligan first. Sure, looks great. If we did like the hardest matchups guide, talk about it for like 10 minutes, and then cut some examples of beating the hardest matchups. I mean, and you would be more than welcome to do the editing. Here's the thing. The only reservation I have about you doing any editing is I would feel like an asshole because, like, I'm certainly not at a point where I'm ready to pay for editing. If you wanted to do any sort of editing or, like, you know, mash up clips or take any of my stuff and do anything with it, I mean, I would be ecstatic about it. That would be awesome for me. But it would be hard for me to shake the feeling of I guess, like, taking advantage of someone and not paying them. So, oh, whatever. Put that out there. But yeah, something like that. I think I need to think more on it. Super interesting. We saw a guy run a Void Terror earlier. Now we got Banana Man. Fuck, and it's working. Bad Banana Man. think we just gotta slow roll it. Part of me wants to imp banana, but I think that's better. Mukla equals concede. I don't know. I'm kind of hungry, so I'm gonna at least stick around to eat a couple bananas. But yeah, the only thing with the matchups that I find difficult is like the balance between what is what's boring and what do people actually want to see. Because I think to like properly go over, say like the control warrior versus handlock matchup, I could talk about that for like ever. There's so much shit to get into, like the details and that, but I don't know if people want to sit through like 10-20 minutes of blabbering about that stuff. Oh, are we dead to banana, man? That'll get us to 4, 5, 6. Oh, okay, but we can do this. Okay. You're dying to Mr. Bananas. I don't want you to die. Still barely alive. I know you won't pay me for it right now, because I know you're not a big streamer, let's call it that, but I value people around me more than money. Well, I mean, man, I would love something like that if you did that. Yes, from the bottom of my heart, I would actually appreciate the shit out of that. And yeah, and I mean, if things grow and I could use an actual editor, then by all means, you know, that would go straight to you, and hopefully this stuff can generate revenue at some point, and you know, even if it does, I'm pretty sure it's going to generate very small amounts of revenue, but at the very least, I'm a big believer in like giving back to the community. So I mean, if you, God, I can't even drop lower. If you did something like that, I'd at least like to pay it back as fast as I could. I'll definitely put that out there. That's the other thing, though. So, man, I'm such a noob when it comes to editing stuff. And in my head, I always just go to like what would be easiest and what I could pull off with a minimal amount of effort. But God, I kind of don't like any of this. But yeah, like if I picture a video like that, I just imagine me rambling for however much time. Uh-oh. We got the bug. Kill it with fire. Yeah, rambling about, you know, whatever the matchup type thing would be. And then eventually just dropping it into gameplay. Probably not even cut up. I guess you could cut. What would you cut? Potentially like the turn times, so it's a little maybe it's a little bit quicker of a game. You don't have to sit through the whole thing. Okay, here we go. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. What do I do? Think that. No pro editor, but trying to get better, so this practice could help me. I mean, that's true too. I can't drop lower. Yeah, that's right. I could do Malagos Priest. I think even just the mere suggestion of Malagos Priest disconnected me from Hearthstone. That's how bad the deck is. So maybe I'll dodge that. But yeah, no, I mean, if you wanted to do something like that, I don't even know the best way to coordinate, because I'd have to record all the, at least like the VO. Maybe just initial video for talking about matchups and whatnot. I wonder if I just silence that. Honestly, that's probably better. But yeah, I mean, if you want to do that, I am up for it. I'm absolutely. I'm down to try it. Let's see how it goes. See what the response is. Cut out the boring parts or sequences where nothing happens. I am insulted. There are no boring parts or sequences of my games. Please. Actually, no, that'd be great. There's there's a lot of dead air. Clickbaits and thumbnails. I mean, I'm somewhat morally opposed to clickbait, but I don't know. The attention's nice too. Yes, I hate them too. I'm also, though, I won't lie. I'm also sucked in by it all those clickbait titles. I'm like, God, I do need to know this secret, and then it's like the lamest video ever. Sure. Well, I'll commit to it then. In I don't know, in the next few days. Yeah, I'm down for some Control Warrior thing. I think I would like to try. I don't know. Maybe I'll flip my mind on this, but at the moment, I'm thinking I'd like to try a single matchup per video. Just because it's a bit different, and honestly, I think it's the best way to learn. If someone ever did want to take it seriously. But yeah, we can do that. We can coordinate. Here, let me hold on. I never do DMs on this. Sad that it works like that. We need to do if you want to expand your community. Yeah, it might be a sad but real truth. I think you might be right. Yeah, what's the best way to coordinate that stuff for you? Like, do I double Mortal Coil or do I single Mortal Coil? I think I actually double here. Yeah, do you use like Discord as your preferred method, or? I think I actually hold this. Just like preferred method in coordinating this stuff. So like, let's say, let's start out with, sure, let's do a Control Warrior guide. I like that. I think it's actually, damn it, a deck that warrants a guide. Damn it. And, yeah, I'd have to record something specific for that video. Plus, then there's some gameplay that you could pull from. So obviously all that gameplay is on YouTube. You could just grab that. But as far as whatever else I do, or if I have like ideas, or you have ideas, you want to bounce stuff off me or whatever, should probably have some way of coordinating that back and forth. I think we're gonna lose this one too. Five, 7, oh my god. Oh, we are super, super dead. Discord's fine, even though you don't use it much. I feel like it's the best for something like that. I would be fine with honestly anything, but here, let me... if I do that... Right. How does this work? How do I... I guess it doesn't really matter. There. That is me on Discord. Rogue. You're probably not playing that turn 1. Juggler's still weak to backstab. Ooh, this is tough. What do you want a mulligan for? I'm more tempted to keep Knife Juggler if I have coin, but without it, even on Flame Imp, I guess that's fine. Again, if he's got backstab, he's got it. Alright, I will, there we go. Accept it, add it. Then yeah, I'll let you know. I'll record something, and I don't know if it's easy to send it over Discord. I don't know how big the video file is going to be or anything, but sure, let's do that. Let's try to get something out sometime in the coming week. Obviously, no rush on it. Don't let it get in the way of school or anything. But yeah, why not? Let's do it. Could be fun. Could be exciting. I already hate how this game is opening. Man, we started so good with Zoo. I wonder if the list needs some changes. Or if we just need super lucky knives, right? There we go. Okay, we'll dig. This is not great. I said I wanted 1-drops for this matchup, but I really just meant for turn 1. Sometimes it feels like this game is listening to you. But it's like the weird, the like genie wishes where it gives you what you asked for, but not in the way that you wanted it. School's not bothering you much. Found out you don't really like it, so planning to move to Spain. Nice. Nice. What were you taking in school then that you weren't a fan of? This blows. This is so bad. I think we need the cards more than we need just an extra body. Oh my lord, this is bad. Marketing. Oh, well, hey. This, I see some crossover between that and video editing. Yeah, I hated school, though. Like, with every ounce of my being, it was one of the worst things I had to go through. Had to, maybe being a bit of an exaggeration, but that I chose to go through with. Okay, see what he can dig into. He's still got a lot of mana, so I'm assuming he's gonna let out a pretty nasty combo here. Just doesn't interest you. Yeah, it's tough with stuff like that. And then the other thing is there's like the school side of it, right? Like what what do they teach you about marketing? What kinds of things are you exposed to? All that. And then there's like what you would actually do for your job, and you might actually end up enjoying that a lot more. Like I went to school for computer science, and you learn so much like algorithmic theory, and just there's like a huge focus on optimizing your code and all that. And then when you actually get into the real world, it's like, you know, dude, do you realize how available memory is and computational power? Like, what are you doing wasting your time optimizing? Wow, this is just horrendous. And so yeah, it's like it was just a completely different experience. Plus you're working on something that's like real and going to people, and people like appreciate you making, and yeah, so not that I'm a fan of school at all, but from my personal experience, I certainly found that once you end up getting into whatever you end up doing, it can be a lot different than school anyway. And more Warlock. Not a lot of variety in what we're playing today either. Okay, maybe handlock. Still never know after turn 1 though. But I'd like to get that out for these 2 knives if it's zoo. Yeah, vanilla 3/2 is kind of fine. I guess we hit. Not sure, it might actually be better to go to face there. But it is zoo. Yeah, that's the thing. You don't know. Okay. Well, we can get rid of this guy pretty safely. Took program in high school. Learned it's not what you want to do with your life. Yeah. I think it's so funny. I hear a lot of the two sides of the spectrum, I guess. People who get into programming, they're like, I took it in school, and you know, right away I knew that was for me. It was the greatest thing ever. And then people who don't like it, they're like, oh my god, I took it in school and I regretted it immediately. It was my least favorite class and I can't stand it. It's like very polarizing subject. Good knife. Poo. Okay, I don't mind him using a soul fire for that. If we could get a 1-drop here. Oh, just. Actually, it doesn't really matter. I was thinking it's so good for the Argus, but we're just gonna throw it into the juggler anyway, aren't we? Yeah. Yeah, we are. Suddenly not so tempting. I think a tap is just better than. I actually do want to soul fire. I'm just wondering. I think you play it safe. You get those out. Owl's probably the best discard there. It's strange, and you somewhat liked it, but immediately knew I wouldn't want to do it for a job. Yeah, I get you. There's certain things that yeah, just won't speak to you career-wise, but you know, can still be fun in their own right. Or like, you know, just a a decent thing. Okay, I guess we hit here. Now I'm gonna play this. We should have tapped first. Yeah, I don't think it changes anything. Okay, I think we're in like a really good spot. Like Argus is gonna protect us from any kind of weird aggro-y burn stuff he's got. If he happens to be running like a Leroy or something. Doomguard. But it's really just the card advantage that's saving us here. What do we want to buff? So I think again, a tap. Keep the card advantage. I can run this in and preserve this, or just do it the other way. I don't know how much I care about keeping the taunt versus one attack. It's probably better to have the one attack for something like a Dark Iron. So if that's the case, yeah, we'll run that in. Keep that alive. Just seems to be no way he could break through that. Not easily, anyway. What do you got? I mean, 8 mana, you got to tap, right? Just reading this card in disbelief. Or admiring the beautiful golden artwork. We can do that together. Yeah, she does blink. Pretty neat, dude. Or did I disconnect? No. Maybe just AFK. Oh, the slow, painful death of this. Is this a different Gul'dan? Alright, alright. We don't have lethal, right? Okay. Finally. Okay, let's do this. Let's ride this momentum. Let's actually win some games. I feel like we were in such a rut there, but I still can't think of what you would do to change up the deck to make it more winnable. You pulled a Malagos Velen today, but the Druid silenced your Malagos. That's just ruining fun. I feel like if you can get both of those things onto the board at the same time, you should just win the game. Or they should let you win. There's certain etiquette in Hearthstone that I just think needs to be respected, you know? Do we gotta cancel? Alright, we'll try really hard. It's such a weird error message that like everybody gets. What? Unable to reconnect to what game? Yeah, man, if you could actually pull that off in Classic, I'd be very impressed. Okay, and now we're into this game. So strange. Man, I remember I had one of the saddest moments. I don't think that's hugely good here. I played in the BlizzCon qualifiers for, I don't know if you call it season 1 or season 2. It was the season that yeah, you do have to make it and then you have to report back. It was the season that Firebat won, and there was like 16 spots. You could play in all kinds of tournaments to explosive chat's gonna suck here, to get admitted, and then you could I think you could get invited through certain things, or maybe there was like some point system. But anyway, the 16th spot, I think it was reserved for like this one last tournament that everyone could go for if you had made it to Legend. So you just had to have like the Legend card back, and every game they would ask you to do it. I guess I do just spam the board with shit. They'd ask you to show it, and if somebody didn't have it, you would just like take a screenshot and send it to the officiating. They'd boot them out. You get the win, kind of thing. And so of course, like I think everyone was playing Hunter. I was playing like Undertaker Hunter, and I went like 9-0 or something like that, like just breezing through. And this was if you won that day. Do we even tap? I don't really need to, I guess. You would go to New York, and then I think if you won the New York tournament, then you made it to BlizzCon. That was kind of the rules. And I was like 2 rounds out or something like that, and we go to connect to the game on this like 9-game win streak, like something just crazy. And I don't know if anyone remembers, but the client had a bug in it where if you would connect with like your friends' games repeatedly, there was just some issue where it would fail to connect to the game, and you know, everyone experienced it. It was just kind of a nuisance, but it was never really a problem up until then. And so I go to connect to this game like two series out or something like that from making it to the finals of this tournament, and it just wouldn't connect. And I'm typing to the other guy, and he's like, you know, I'm in the game, like, what about you? And I'm like, no, I'm not in the game, it's still doing the spinning. And he's like, I mean, normally I would say we can just re-queue or something, but my hand is really good against Hunter. So we went to officiating to be like, hey, I couldn't connect to the game. Like, it's not really a disconnect, even though a disconnect is considered a loss. And they're like, no, sorry, you gotta award the win to the other guy. And then I had to play, I think Zoo was my second deck, actually. I went to play that, and I just got demolished by his whatever he was running. I think he was running a Paladin, actually. It was something weird. And it was just like, oh, I was so dejected. I was so sad. And I will forever hate whoever introduced that bug into the game. Because, yeah, I was just, like, on top of the world. And I felt like, oh, yeah, nobody's going to kick my ass in this tournament. Like, you know, would literally smash my monitor. I just drank. That was my my way of coping. Yeah, it was also pretty frustrating from like the other guy and officiating to not get it. I mean, of course they, like, maybe the guy even thought I was just making it up or something. Like, that seems like bullshit, because it kind of sounds ridiculous. If you just didn't like your hand, you could be like, oh, I'm not in the game. But oh yeah, that was a sad moment in my Hearthstone history. It's actually really good, but I don't want the knife to hit. Boo. Hope that guy didn't make it to New York. He didn't. He lost the next round. His Paladin deck was horrible. It was like double Holy Light, Like everything really, really conservative that you would could tap in a money. I think it's actually better to tap here. Cards are important. Yeah, like it was bad. And I think that's it. I think I beat his hunter. That's what it was. Because it was always a hunter mirror to start. So I even beat his hunter, but it's a best of 3. And then he played the paladin. And the paladin was, yeah, complete garbage. But then I had to beat it with Zoo, and he just happened to, you know, he curved out really well, and that was that. Okay, I think we tap again. You're kind of prepping for a brawl here, but this is an okay 4th guy for brawl. At least something positive about that. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I still don't like super blame the guy for it. I can understand his side of things, not wanting to give things up, but I don't know. The officiating, to me, that was probably the most disappointing part. Even more disappointing than the bug, because the game was still relatively new at the time. You do the same, to be honest? I don't know. I feel like I'm just... I'm too rationalizing of things sometimes. Because I would just be like, whatever, that's fine, you know. Alright, reconnect, I don't care. Yeah, it's kind of a tough one, because they did explicitly say, like, disconnects were losses. And they pretty much had to do that, because there's, like, I don't know, 200 players or something. So yeah, you couldn't get, like, too detailed game-to-game sort of thing, but wasn't super stoked with it, that's for sure. The funnier thing was playing up those rounds. Like I even won a lot of these matchups, like actually played them through. But like I said, you had to have the legend card back for I don't know if I tap now or after. I think I'd rather tap now. I don't want to get rid of a lot of this stuff. Shit, what was I going to say? Oh, right. A lot of the earlier rounds of people that I would play, they just wouldn't have the legend card back. And I was like, are you legend? Like, can you put on the legend card back? And I think like 3 different times they'd be like scrambling, like, yeah, no, I'll, next game, I'll put it on, I'll, whatever. And then some guy was just like, fuck you, whatever. And then like left after I beat him anyway. But I took screenshots just in case. We don't have lethal, right? 9, 13, 15. No, we're very, very close, though. 1 mana off, even. Why even try when you can't even prove that you were legend? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the game was new. It was very popular. There's probably a lot of people who feel like... You know, I'm sitting here in gold right now. And there's a lot of people who feel like, you know, it's too much of a grind to get to legend. And, you know, they feel like they could do it if they were going to put the time in or something like that. That would be my guess for the rationalization. But yeah, it was kind of too bad. That's alright. I got what you're saying. Finally hit a win streak. Finally back to climbing. And Druid. Man, I gotta go back to some of these underrepresented decks. There's just some classes here that literally see 0 play. Even if you're able to do it, and afterwards you can try the tournaments. Yeah, that's true. No, I agree. I mean, I think it's pretty like scummy of someone to try to weasel their way in anyway. And like, what do they expect? Are they gonna go through the whole tournament and then like nobody calls them out on it? And then at the end, somebody's gonna be like, all right, but like prove that you're eligible for it. Oh yeah, because I think that's what it was. It was like 200 and something people, but then the top, was it like the top 8 or something made it to New York? I think that's it. Like the top 8 make it to New York. And so you didn't even have to win the whole thing. You just had to make it pretty far. And I think that's why I was only like 1 or 2 rounds out. You know what? We should make our first guide here on how to play Zoo Warlock. And I'll just put that clip in. It'll be, 13 seconds long. I like that. Yeah, exactly. Easy clickbait. See, I don't mind that. I actually like I like clickbait on a 10-second video because it makes me laugh. Because then I understand why they do the clickbait for something so short. Like my YouTube recommendations are full of like 6-second and 4-second videos because I just love, like, it's like a dog farting, like perfect, greatest video on YouTube ever. Yeah, you don't lose 30 minutes of your life. That's the thing. I won't even click on stuff that's like 20-30 minutes long unless I'm looking for, a podcast or something super in-depth. I think... Boy, do we tap with that, though? Okay, I think we do some wild shit here. I think this is the first thing. We get rid of coin. That actually changes my thought process. But I think we just do that. I actually wanted to tap coin abusive, but all depended on what we discarded there.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Okay, actually a very weak turn from him. Okay, really wants me to play Voidwalker.
The light protects me. We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Buffing that is annoying. I probably just want to bump the shield off of it. Like, I could hit here and play Mortal Coil. I don't love that. I think we're just tapping again. So many cards. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I think it's okay. It's still kind of unlikely he swings momentum back in his favor without a Doom Guard.
Put this apple on your head.
Do you need a blessing?
Getting lucky on those knives too. That goes a long way. Boy. Tempting to Shattered Sun, tempting to Mortal Coil, tempting to just Doom Guard this thing. think it's just Doomguard though. Knife Juggler is just too deadly to be left alone. Copycat. Okay. Well, let's start with this. See if we can't get lucky. Can't is right. Okay. By the way, I want to see Classic Malagos Priest in the title of the stream tomorrow. I mean, I can put it in the title of the stream, but there's no way in hell I'm playing it. I would actually be down for a Malagos deck in Wild. I feel like there's got to be one there that's like, you know, slightly viable, right? Yeah, nice shot. You're the best. And I might even try a Malagos Rogue, maybe. But Malagos Priest, I mean, it's too similar to that Mind Blast deck. I would probably just build it the same, except just plop a Malagos in there that I never play. Ooh, this guy's getting greedy. Three, 4, 8, 12, 14, 16. Yeah, I still think we tap here. Oh, it's so good. Okay, but I don't think we play it first. I think we play this and hope we don't knife that. Amazing. Knife face. Yeah, it's fine. True, but if you're looking into Wild, then you have to try the Highlander Priest. Yeah, I still have that up. I will do. I'll do the Highlander Priest before I touch a Malagos list. Because at least the good thing about Wild is with like MMR decay, I must be at like absolutely nothing, right? So can't be that hard to win. Alright, now we're back on a win streak. Man, that was so weird. It started really good, and then there was just a huge lull in the middle, and now we can't seem to lose. I gotta keep riding this win streak. Let's see, what do we think? Druid or Warlock? Shamans, they exist in this game. Okay, both of these are very strong. Power Overwhelming, not so much. Soulfire's really good if you hit an Unbound Elemental. And it can be useful against Mana Tide. But I don't know if it's worth keeping. You know, it probably is, because we kind of have to play around Lightning Storm. Lightning Storm is like the decider in this matchup. And this is a great card to have against it. Forget everything I said. It's a Murloc deck. Okay, this thing's getting buffed. But do we just play the Flame Imp and murder him into it? I think so. I think it's still best to just make the trade when he gets buffed. And then Berserker and hope to keep it alive with Shattered Sun. Oh, but he's gonna Lightning Bolt it. Okay, well, bye-bye. Lots of stuff here. We're gonna do all that. I guess I should have coiled first. Okay, I think it's going to be hard for him to establish a board now. I have a temptation to do Highlander and Wild right now, but it would shatter your dreams and get fucked by some random. You know though, you don't, you really don't need to do it now. Because I still will commit. I'll be the one getting fucked over on stream with Highlander Priest. You can live vicariously through my pain and suffering. I know we don't want to tap very much in this matchup. And that's really not a good draw. We gotta make the trade. It's so ugly though. See, this is the... Oh, interesting. This is the point with Twitch where I never know if I have real viewers in the chat or not. Sometimes if you stream for a while, it starts to count bots as real viewers. And we've definitely had some bots hanging about in here. But if we're actually up to anywhere close to 7, then welcome. Or welcome bots. Nice to have you as well. Great to hear that. Maybe it's like a godlike meta. We never know. You know what? If there's any place in this game where you could actually put like some real creativity in your deck building, it's pretty sure it's oh my god. I'm pretty sure it's Wild. Do we silence an Argus? It's crazy. We actually have a lot of damage now, but I mean the taunt is just so good. Reducing that damage is so good. I'm a little bit worried about a Hex. But I don't know. I feel like the move is to counter race you. You're surely paying bots to watch your stream. No, you're getting your money's worth. No, I would stream Minion Masters fairly often, like a decent amount. And that game has like this connectivity feature where if you hook up your Twitch account and the streamer hooks up their Twitch account, you'll like get drops from watching. And when I would play that, I would literally get like 25, 30 bots in my chat, just like I assume to collect drops, but only for that game. For other stuff, you just get like 3 or 4. And they're usually there to promote some streamer if you like click on them and follow all their links. Wow, that was pretty effective. But taunting more just sounds great. This one, I more want to start hitting stuff though. Because he could start buffing his Murlocs with the War Leader, which I don't want. Isn't anything like that in Hearthstone? Yeah, so there's no reason for those bots, but all the ones, yeah, there's the War Leader. All the ones that I see, it's like, if you click on it, it'll be like, this person recommends you watch this streamer. And then it's just like some streamer with like 100 views, but like nobody chatting or anything like that. Because people are just always curious, like, what the hell is this? Is this a real person? And yeah, no, it isn't. And that's why. You have a minion Wind Fury. This is awesome. I need to remember to make a Murloc deck, because this is just so great. We've got 4, 9, 17. Am I calculating that right? 4, 8, 12, 17. Yes. Well, I think first things first, we do this. Just wondering how much I care about these power overwhelmings. got like lava bursts and stuff to get through taunts. But I don't know. I feel like we'll still be able to race him down fast enough. It might be 2 more turns though. Day 1 Murloc Paladin. I loved Murloc Paladin when it had uh-oh, this is actually scary. When it had that what is it? The Murloc Knight or whatever? A 3/4 with Inspire. That one was actually fun. Or the oh shit, I don't like that. Oh no. I don't know what to do anymore. Or the that 10 mana thing that would like summon back all the Murlocs. That thing was rude. There's good draws in there. And we're probably bumping and going face, and then that leaves... It threatens lethal next turn. But what could he draw? Obviously he could get a Rock Biter. If we tap, we're in range of Lava Burst. I'm gonna not tap. I have a strong feeling that that's Lava Burst. He didn't play it last turn. No, it's just Rock Biter. We're dead. Dang. Oh, well, and he drew Lava Burst. Just talking about Paladin. Yeah. I remember that you said you ran into this random Murloc Paladin. I can't think it's any good in the current meta. I don't even know what that... Like, I'd be curious what that guy's list was. But I do need to build either a Shaman or a Warlock Murloc deck. Just, you know, cuz. Yeah, it's gotta be bad. It probably used like a bunch of secrets though, I'm guessing. Yeah, back in the realm of memes. That's the whole point. I mean, Murlocs are just some of the coolest creatures. Or some of my favorites anyway in the whatever, the WoW universe. Not that I played WoW, but this being my exposure to all the Warcraft stuff. It's pretty good. I don't think Mortal Coil is generally good against these guys. But that 1-2-3 curve is quite nice. It's actually very nice. Murloc's memes greatness. I could not agree more. I actually probably don't play out the Juggler. Because he could just keeper it. But if I put out the Shattered Sun, you could just keeper that as well. But at least you're getting the buff off. I think that that's better. There's a chance that it's better to put out the Golem here just because it's a little bit stickier. But I think if he's got a 2/4 on the board and we've got the Argent Harvest Golem, it's fine. Is he considering a swipe, maybe? Because I feel like Keeper of the Grove is like automatic play. Or he's just going to pop the bubble. Interesting. I'm really curious what he was considering. But I think Harvest Golem is a no-brainer. It's great against swipe. It's also a really nice target for either Dark Iron or Power Overwhelming if he just plays a big body here. As we would expect. What do I want a Shattered Sun? Probably just balance it out a little bit more. Because you could either Wrath or swipe one of these. This makes it a less obvious main target. This might be force of nature, yeah. But I'm actually fine with that, because we still push at least 5 damage here. Ancient of Lore heals. Maybe his best thing, unless he's got an Ancient of War, but that would be awesome with the Iron Beak. This fucking owl. What's wrong with the owl? What did he ever do to you? Another force of nature? Oh wow, he's just gonna use combo to clear board. It's actually a really strong play for him. Prevented you from accomplishing your Malygos feeling. Ah, I see. It wasn't this owl, okay? My owl would never do something like that. You can blame this other guy's owl. Doomguard, okay. I don't love playing this out, but I think it's correct with the Doomguard in hand. Yeah, now if he heals, it's very strong. Oof. Okay. Do we hit this thing? So you always want board control, right? Until you don't. What could he do with this, though? I feel like you just push face. I genuinely don't know what risk we have from keeping this alive. Like, yes, it hits this, but he can just hero power that anyway. So, seems like the owl. Yeah, it does look a little shifty. But here you go. It's the moment you wanted. He's just gonna murder the owl in front of our eyes. Told you I'm drunk. Yeah. Hey, that's fine. Another Doomguard. Well, I do like that. Could I have that abusive back? Wow. Oh. God, do you sit on this? He already used combo. And he uses other force of nature. So if he has Savage Roar, it's 7, 9, 11, 13, 14. He used a swipe. There's no way. I don't know if it's too greedy to let this thing live or not, but I feel like this is just better. Because if you bump those in, then he's going to kill one of them. Looks like he's going to do it anyway. So it kind of turns out the same. But he heals it, but we kill it. Interesting. English is slowly degrading. It's pretty acceptable, I feel like. I think it is correct to tap. Might as well. I mean, we should be set up pretty nicely here without, like, knowing that he doesn't have combo. Yeah, there we go. Alright, perfect. At least fire up one more. Alright, so we went from what, 7 to maybe 3, 4? Not as much as I hoped to climb. I thought maybe we'd get to platinum by this time, but yeah, I think next season is time to really think about legend. This whole 1-star win thing is it's not doing it for me. Okay, power overwhelming is very good in this matchup. Flame Imp's only okay. I think it's acceptable. I'll keep it. Okay, I'm not sure I need 2 of those. This could receive the Innervate Keeper treatment, but I'm not going to play around that. Want to hit next or legend next season? Playing shit like priest. Yeah, as long as you like now that they have these bans. Oh, it is getting keeper, isn't it? No. Yeah, as long as they have these bans where you God, this sucks. Where you can't drop. You might as well play it, right? Play it at that time. Have a bunch of fun. Lose a bunch of games. Oh, I'm so tempted to go for the 1 in 12 of abusive. I think we slow roll it. We can harvest Golem Mortal Coil next turn. Maybe I should have traded that in previously. I don't know. Let's see though. Yeah, I think that's our best play. I don't like this position. I think he's got the upper hand by a lot, actually. Alright, but that turn, no real momentum. That's big. That's huge, actually. And we can still hopefully juggle the death of that thing. Oof. Very big. Alright, this is where we like power overwhelming. So far it's not bad, but I don't want the discard here. Jeez, the game really wants it though. What will I play tomorrow? I don't know. I almost always make the decision either later tonight, like later the night of the stream, or early in the morning. And a lot of times that changes to just what I'm feeling. I would say, based on my mindset right now, if I had to choose, I would try out a Murloc deck. But I don't know if it would be Shaman or Warlock. Usually I'll like build something, maybe play it for like 1 or 2 games, just to make sure it's not like total garbage, even though I've absolutely still done that before. So I might try both. Oof. Yeah, Murlocs are just fun. And honestly, anything that's like that aggressive. These are just such good Dark Iron targets that I'd rather roll them both out. Yeah, anything that aggressive always has a chance of winning anyway. I don't know if it's a 50% or more chance of winning. But who knows, could be competitive. We're playing all this like Druid and Zoo. And if we do something like hyper aggressive, I think there's a chance. I kind of thought that the Weapon Warrior might have a chance of doing that, but I was really wrong on that one, so not overly confident. Alright, that was bad. This is good. I guess this one, because I want to kill the other one. Scrappy game. Oh my god. Alright, well, with both Doom cards gone, is it both Dark Irons? At least one. I don't like our odds here. We'll do it though. If you want to play competitive decks to climb, there isn't much room for Weapon Warrior. Yeah, it's more that, like at the very start of Hearthstone, there was a list kind of similar to that did work. And then once people started playing better decks, it got squeezed out. And I just thought, like, you know, maybe for a little bit this deck will be able to work. But I was very wrong. Damn it, we really didn't want to hit that. Maybe I shouldn't have played. I wasn't thinking that the Juggler would have 4 attack. Alright, we're dead. Kill me that way. That's a better punishment. Yeah, people are almost entirely playing meta. I play very few things. We played that one Murloc deck, so I guess it's not literally everyone, but yeah, pretty close, I find. But I think that's gonna be it for me. Was an absolute blast, though. Again, another 3+ hours. I can't. Yeah, like 90% or something like that. Yeah, I can't believe how fast these things go by. Rosie, can't shout you out enough. It's just always so much more fun with you hanging out here. All of the probably bots that are getting counted as viewers as well. Thanks for botting my channel. And yeah, anyone here on Twitch, check out YouTube. If you're on YouTube, check out Twitch. Check out Artifacts in the description of both. Free tabletop RPG. Yeah, gotta shout out the bots. And yeah, probably be back tomorrow. Maybe with Murlocs, it sounds like. Yeah, I'll figure it out. But thanks again, everyone. Really appreciate it. Catch you next time.